my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing a quick and simple easy bread recipe. It's getting crazy now, like honestly, like you're going into Tesco's, you're going into Morrison's, Asda, everywhere sold out. Shelves are empty constantly. It's important to make sure that we are helping out the vulnerable people, like a neighbour or maybe someone down the road that you know that maybe lives on their own. So yeah, this is going to be a super easy recipe that doesn't take long, and you will literally within half an hour have some nice fresh baked bread. You're going to be smelling it down your hallway. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy and I hope you try it out, and let's get straight into it. Okay, so the ingredients you're going to need is flour. I'm using just regular oats because when I do my baking I prefer to use oat flour just because it's a healthier alternative. It's full of loads of protein and it's loads of fibre and minerals. I'm going to use oat flour because that's what I usually use anyway, but you can just go and use your regular flour if that's what you want to use. If you're looking for a more healthy alternative, then I would recommend using oat flour. And I'm just going to literally just get my blender and blitz these oats into flour, and voila, you have oat flour. Because I know some supermarkets, they charge like ridiculous prices for oat flour, and I'm just thinking like, just make your own. So you need your flour, you need your milk, your baking powder. This you can get in like corner shops as well. It's really cheap, it's like £1. And then obviously this is optional. If you want to spice it up a bit, make it a bit sweet, you know, like more of a sweet treat, you can add kind of literally anything you want really, but I'm just going to add a little bit of cinnamon just to spice it up. I actually forgot one of the ingredients, and that is salt. It's only 1 teaspoon, and like the cinnamon, is up to you. This can be completely optional as well, because I know a lot of people don't like to consume too much salt and kind of want to watch their sodium intake. So milk, oats and baking soda, that is literally all you need to make this bread. It's hard times now, no food on the shelves, so I'm sure there may come a time where this might come in handy if you are trying to survive. So yeah, I hope you guys give it a try. The equipment you're going to need today is your blender, a cup to measure out the flour, some teaspoons, a tray to just bake your bread in, obviously, and a measuring jug. So you literally don't need much to do this, so I'm gonna get straight into it.
Okay, so we're just going to start off with measuring our flour. We're going to be doing 3 cups and 1/3 of a cup of oats to make our flour. I always prefer just using oat flour just because it's a healthier alternative. And we're going to pop that straight into the blender and blend that all up so it's like a fine powdery texture, just like regular flour. Okay, phew, that's the hardest bit over now. So once that's done and you've blended your oats and you've got a nice fine consistency, we're just going to put that into a nice large big bowl and mix our ingredients together. So it should look a bit something like this, all nice and fine, and I'm just going to put that into my bowl. So it's always important to make sure that you've blended your oats really well, because whenever you bake with oats, it's always vital to make sure that it's blended very thoroughly, because otherwise we won't get that smooth consistency when you're baking. Next, we're going to be adding our baking powder, and we're going to be adding 2 teaspoons of baking powder into our flour mixture. You can use a regular teaspoon as well, that works fine, but I just like to use these just to be accurate. So I'm then just going to add a little bit of salt, just a little sprinkle, just to give it a bit of flavour. Next, I'm just going to add a dash of cinnamon, just because I love cinnamon. I literally put it on everything. So I'm just using Schwartz ground cinnamon. And please don't be like me and remember to open your items before you use them. That would help. Okay, so we're having a bit of a struggle. And yep, there we go. Okay, so I'm just going to add the cinnamon, and that's just my personal preference. You don't have to put it in if you don't like it. And I know I said a dash, but I don't know if I mentioned already that I love cinnamon. So next, what you want to do is just take a nice big spoon and just mix all of your ingredients. Oh yeah, did I mention that I like cinnamon? It smells so good. So once you've mixed all your dry ingredients in a bowl, it should look like this. Next, you just want to grab your jug and add 300 milliliters of milk in your jug. You can also use 50% water, 50% milk if you're running low on milk. I'm gonna then just add my milk into my dry ingredients. Once you've added it, make sure you give it a really good stir. When you start mixing it, the mixture will start to become a bit thick and very sticky, but that's fine because we don't want it to be too dry. Next, you're going to just take your tray, and I'm using foil to line my tray, but I would recommend using baking paper. But you know, there's a shortage at the moment, so with lockdown, we'll just make use of what we got. I actually forgot one step to save some flour behind. So don't forget, guys, to save some flour behind, and you can just put that in your tray and it will help stop your bread sticking. Next, you just want to spoon out your very thick, gloopy mixture and just spread it all out evenly into the tray. Okay, so this is the point where you realize clearly a spoon is not going to help me here. I'm going to have to sacrifice my new manicure that I only done last night. But you know what? Let's get down with it with the baking. So, Lord. Okay, so this is the part where I start thinking, was this video a good idea? No, I'm just kidding. Mary Berry, Nigella, move over. I'm coming for you. As you can see, this is the messy part of it, and you just want to proper get in there, hands on, dig it all out, and just spread it out evenly the best you can on the tray. Okay, sorry, I had to wash my hands. Right, so once you've done that, you can just take a spoon, any spoon, and just use the back of the spoon and just flatten it all out so you can make sure that it's all spread evenly, so that way you can make sure that it will cook evenly. Now your bread's ready to go in the oven and you want to time it for 35 minutes.
Okay guys, so that's it. The bread is in the oven now. We've got to wait 35 minutes and let's see how it turns out, and hopefully we can enjoy some nice bread.
So I'm just going to use this time just to do all the washing up. Okay, so now everything's nice and tidy and our bread should be ready. Yes, we have bread. So next you just want to take a butter knife and just gently lift the edges of your bread. This would be a lot easier if I had remembered to put the flour in the tray beforehand, but we just do it very carefully. Okay, so next what you want to do is just take your bread out of the tray and just unwrap the foil just around the edges, just so it will come out a little bit easier. As you can see, mine has stuck a little bit, but that's because I'm using foil and not baking paper. So don't forget to dust a little bit of flour if you are using foil on your tray. I'm just going to turn it over just so I can unpeel the foil away from the bread a little bit more easier. So I'm just going to take a knife and I'm just going to neaten up the edges. This would be good if maybe you was having guests or you was baking some nice homemade bread for somebody and you just wanted it to look a bit more presentable and a little bit nicer. I'm then just going to take my knife and slice my bread straight through the middle, and I'm doing this just because I prefer thin bread, but if you prefer thick bread then you can just leave it how it is. It also doubles the amount of bread you have too. So all that's left to do is cut yourself a slice, make a nice tea or coffee, slap the butter on. I'm just going to add a bit of jam as well, just to make it a nice sweet treat. And enjoy.
Crazy now, it's quarantine times, you know what I mean? One day 587, I don't know what the day is today, I don't know really much what's going on anymore, but what I do know is that I won't be short of bread, that is for sure. So yeah, I hope you guys try this out. And everyone, I know we shouldn't eat our carbs, but at this time, you know, everyone's stressed out. Carbs are necessary, okay? Enjoy your carbs. Don't feel guilty. And especially, like I said, with people being vulnerable, maybe you could even try this out and bake it for a neighbor. So yeah, I hope you guys give this a try. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys very soon.